Hi everyone, Michael from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au. So we've seen a fairly major price drop overnight Australian time, during the day US and Europe time. About $120 Australian per ounce it's come back, and for gold, and I think it's about $2.20 an ounce for silver in Australian dollar terms. Obviously, convert into your own currency type thing. And platinum's seen a very similar drop. Now, I just wanted to get ahead of the 8 ball on this one. Usually where we get fairly decent price drops, we get a lot of accusations of people saying, oh, the price has dropped, you guys have pulled all your stock off the web, you're not selling it, you're trying to price gouge and all that sort of stuff. Actually, it couldn't be further from the truth. The problem is that we've been hammered overnight, particularly. Our website has been hammered for everything that's been on there. So it takes us a little bit of time to actually get stock relisted back onto the web. So have no doubt it will appear during today and overnight. More stock will be replenished as we get time to get back to the web. I know there's been a lot of email sales overnight as well, and the phones have already started ringing this morning, and it's still fairly early. So we know it's going to be a day where a lot of stock is going to go out the door, and that's fine. And I'll come to our hedging policy in a second, and you'll understand why I'm saying this. But rest assured that we will upload new products straight to the web as soon as we get chance, as soon as we get time. If there's something that's not on the web and you'd like us to check if it's in stock, 1300 84 84 10 if you're within Australia, and one of us will answer the phone and be able to answer your question there, or get back to you shortly afterwards if we can't answer it immediately. Sales at bullionnow.com.au, and either myself or Sam will be able to email you back a response fairly quickly, or an invoice if you're just chasing a particular product and we've got it in stock. So there are still avenues for you to purchase. You can always come into the store if you're local, particularly now the lockdown in Melbourne's finished. So 227 Collins Street in Melbourne, level 6. So all those ways are still open, and like I said, rest assured we will get it back onto the web as quickly as possible. Now, the reason that I'm actually saying this, other than to try and stop a lot of the people that falsely accuse us of pulling things off the web, is just an explanation of our hedging, really, more than anything else. So as a company, as Bullion Now, we don't really care so much from a sales perspective or a profit perspective if the price of gold and silver goes up or down, because we hedge pretty much immediately. So when you buy 50 ounces of gold from us, we immediately go and source those 50 ounces to replace what we've just sold out of our stock. We source it immediately at the same spot price, base spot price, from the refiners, from the wholesalers, whoever we're trying to get the stock from. We buy it straight away. So the spot price that we sold it for and that we bought it, the replacement stock for, is pretty much the same, or as close to the same as possible. So the stuff that we sold yesterday and into early evening last night, I hedged away and replaced overnight, like last night. So the fact that spots dropped today actually doesn't impact on us, because the stock that we sell today at the lower spot price, we will actually source today from our wholesalers. So it's always matched whatever the spot's doing, whether it goes to $1 million an ounce or $1 an ounce. From a company's perspective, we don't care. Obviously, I have personal opinions in it and all that sort of stuff, but we don't care because of that hedging policy that's in place. So we don't pull stock off the web because the price has dropped, because it actually does us a favor to sell it today at that cheaper price than we were yesterday, because I'm replacing it at that cheaper price. So it's actually good for us, and we try and get that stock listed straight back onto the web. Now, the one time it does hurt us, and I'll just mention this, and I won't harp on it because we've actually done a video on this prior to this one, and I'll get Joe to link it somewhere up here for us. But that's our cancellation policy. And look, we openly acknowledge that people sometimes need to cancel an order. But what we want people to understand is that we agreed, yourselves and us agreed to supply a product at a certain price, and we have hedged. So we've considered that sold, even though we give you 48 hours to make payment. We consider that product now sold, so we've replaced it at the higher spot price. Now, if you cancel on us, we've now bought it at a higher price, and now I have to sell it to someone else at a lower price, and that's where the company cops a fairly serious battering. So obviously we want to stay in business, we want to pay our employees, we want to keep the lights on and all those sorts of things. So we have a cancellation policy where if you do change your mind, that we expect you to actually make up that difference in the just the unlikely or the occasional circumstances where the spot has dropped and you need to cancel out at that point. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to harp on it, but I'll just get Joe to link it just up here for people's reference. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for everything, and we look forward to another great day providing fantastic customer service to all you great people out there. And I don't normally make predictions of spot price, but my personal opinion, this is not investment advice. I'm going to leave the charting and all that sort of stuff to Joe. But from a fundamentals perspective, the federal government, all around the world, the federal governments are still printing money hand over fist. The economies are still copping a hammering. We've had some really great news that possibly there's a vaccine in place and all those sorts of things. But my personal opinion, what I'm doing in my shoes is I'm actually taking advantage of this price drop. So you do with it whatever you see fit in your circumstances. Like I said, that was definitely not investment advice. All right, that's it for now. We'll talk again soon. See ya.